Blindness is one of the scariest things that a human may have to face. The fact that you can hear what's going on around you, but you cannot see what's actually going on. You need to see to do a lot of things like drive, to do a lot of other things, to work. And this was the same way in Jesus' day that blindness was one of the scariest things that you can do happen to you, because if you were blind, you could not go to the temple. They would not let you go in. You could not work. You could not. You were totally dependent on people to get substance, to get food, to get drink, and to live on. And without them, you would be, you would not have any way to be able to um, work, and be able to do anything to get what you needed. And we see this in Mark chapter 10:41. There's this guy that is blind and he cannot see, and he's totally and it starts in Mark chapter 10, and you see that he's blind. So we're going to actually read it, and it says, we're going to go here. So there's this man, and he's blind, and he's on the roadside begging for substances, begging for food, begging for things to survive on. And it says in 46, they came to him to Jericho. As Jesus and his disciples through together with a large crowd were leaving the city, a blind man, Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard that he was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." Many rebuked him and told him to be quiet. But he shouted all the more, "Son of David, have mercy on me." So we're going to stop there right now and explain. So here's this guy on the side, and he, like I said earlier, blind people in those days were totally dependent on people to give them what they needed. It's not like today that, which it wasn't like today that the people would, we have disability insurance, we have disability things, and I'm not saying it isn't hard now for blind people, but it's still it has come easier than it was in those days. It was pretty much to the point of it being a death sentence. And so this guy is on the side of the road, and his disciples are telling this blind man to be quiet. We do not disrupt Jesus, and so he is trying to get to Jesus. He's trying to receive his sight. We learn later on, and so he's begging Jesus for mercy, that he may be able to see. And it's the same. If you really think about it and we look at it, it's the same way that we are without Christ, that we are sinners, and we are in total need of God's mercy, and we are totally spiritually blind of what God is, His glory, and what He is doing, and we cannot see that without Christ, and we can't see the beauty of God without Christ. And so we are spiritually blind, and we are needing mercy from Christ to save us, and only through Him we can be saved. Without Him, there's no way to get to heaven. And so Jesus, you see that Jesus stopped in 49. And it says, Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." So they called the blind man. "Cheer up, on your feet, he called you." Throwing his cloak aside, he jumped to his feet and came to Jesus. "What do you want me to do for you?" Jesus asked him. Blind man said, "Rabbi, I want to see." "Go," said Jesus. "Your faith has healed you." Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus along the road. So this is the same way that we are without Christ. We cannot see God. We're needing His mercy, and we're pretty much blind. We can't see Him, and we need to be restored. We needed to be restored back to. We need to be restored from God. We need to be restored. We need to be restored to God, and same as this guy need to be restored from the sight. We need to be restored to our spiritual sight. We need to be able to see spiritually, and this is, when Jesus came to his life, he received his physical sight. But this is the same way with us. When God comes into our life, He restores us completely, and He restores our spiritual sight so we can see God. And if we have faith in Him, He will do that. So I challenge you today, if you cannot see God, if you feel the call, if you're feeling God pulling on your heart, then go to Him, because He will restore you.